Welcome back, Rohit. How are you, my trading warrior brother?
I'm good. Glad to be back. And
Yeah, good to
yeah.
have you. You were real right about a lot of things last time. You want to take a victory lap?
There's so much happening, especially the Indian market
Yeah.
is turning around. So that's the interesting part.
Yeah.
Uh,
Why is there, so is India a beneficiary of the outflow? Are they repatriating or uh, did they have much money in the US anyway?
no, so India doesn't have so much of a US exposure, but it just went through a good tactical correction in the big picture.
Hmm.
I thought it would be a much longer duration correction, but when we look at sentiment indicators, they have gone to extremely oversold. Everybody's turned
Yes,
so
they are.
bearish that it just became time to have a change, and that change is now shown up. In the last 2 weeks, we've not just rallied, but we've broken past the falling trend line. I think I should, show that on my charts. But
Can
yeah,
you, yeah. Okay.
so
Because we could okay, so
yeah.
we could have a bull market going in the Nifty and a bear market going in the Qs, can't we?
Yeah, so I think that divergence is what started to become visible from the start of February, which is with Europe. So, on the DAX, I was trying to mark a fifth wave ending. And then what happened is it went to the point where in Elliott waves, we say the third wave cannot be the shortest. A lot of people
Yeah.
misread that simple guideline to say, oh, that means the third wave has to be the longest. But it's really that it can't be the shortest. And it's a very good elimination tool. And when the DAX did that, it eliminated, one of my counts. So if I just look, just, swing it back, and you can see my screen. So you're actually marking this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and thinking, oh, well, that means five can end somewhere here. But the third wave, that is this, which we are taking as third, was shorter than the first. So which means that
Okay.
moment you went beyond this point, the wave count changes, and it changes to a much more, bullish count.
Bullish. Yeah.
So I change it to 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That simply means this is going to go on for the rest of the year, and that started me thinking that something is different now. This is not a sell. I mean, the whole world falling apart. This is money moving from one part of the world to the other part of the world.
And that doesn't happen every day. I think it's the cycle. I heard someone say 20 or 40 years,
Yeah,
something like this happens.
yeah, yeah.
20, I believe it was,
And we've
was the
become
last
used to
time.
this correlation. We've become so used to the correlation between global markets that we don't anticipate something like this.
Yeah.
But that it
Well,
happened immediately set my eyes on, well, then what is the reason? And the reason is that Europe had been creating liquidity, cutting interest rates well ahead of the US. China was doing that since October. They started a big stimulus. Their market rallied 50% and then gave back 20-30% of that.
yeah.
And the same thing India started to do from the last week of January, even though our market did fall in Feb because the sentiment was so poor that people just ignored all the news. But we started to create liquidity. The Reserve Bank of India changed its stance on liquidity by buying bonds. It's announced more bond buying in the month of March also. They cut rates after our annual budget in February itself, and that's now set expectations of two more rate cuts into this year. And the government is spending more money. So essentially, we are seeing Europe spending more money, China spending more money, India spending more money, whereas US is saying we'll spend less money. So this sounds to me like a shift in the spending pattern. We essentially
And
said
a shift in liquidity and
in the
growth
liquidity. Yes.
and growth, right?
Yeah.
Cutting
Yeah.
back, I know it's great. It's, the purpose is to try to get a handle on the deficit, but austerity is a bitch.
But it's good news for everybody else because interest rates come down, the dollar starts to fall, which is good for emerging markets, good for
Yeah,
commodities, good
right.
for the rest. And India didn't turn around immediately, but now in March we've done the turnaround and breakout. So that was the first chart I was seeing. Like India just broke past this falling trend line from the top in October, We just got past that today.
Okay.
And that's setting the stage for now a multi-week or multi-month rally.
Okay. And can we have a bear in the NASDAQ continue with India and Europe, developed and emerging markets, not falling as hard when the S&P is in a downdraft?
Yeah.
They
So
hold up better
I've
on
tried to
breaks.
think whether it should be a bear market or should it be a consolidation. So I'm looking at the monthly momentum here. I have my own smooth version of the momentum indicator, which we call the RMI. And these are the last one, two, three, four, five. This is the fifth sell signal since 2008 on the monthly. And not everyone results in a deep correction. Some of them are deep downwards, and some of them are just more of a sideways trading range in a 10-12% range. You can go up and down for many months. I'm actually
Okay.
beginning to wonder if this is what you're going to see over here, is a period of time where you might just see a lot of up and down moves
Yeah.
while the
And then
momentum
go.
cycle tries to complete itself, and then
Mhm.
you'll probably break out of it later, and this is where you'll continue to see outperformance of non-US
Right.
markets for that time period. That's how I am thinking, rather than that this is going to go down sharply because falling yields and a falling dollar. mm, Not sure whether it's, and the reflation in commodities is not exact, and everybody else is spending money, so it's not like it's contraction everywhere. And therefore, I think there's a case that things could be a little more stable. But yeah, there could be more volatility in the US.
I don't know. Everyone's in the pool. Do you really think that 2 weeks is, you know, really most of the decline happened in 2 weeks? Was enough to
For the
unwind
short term, for the
unwind
short
it?
term, yeah,
Yeah.
for the short term, I think probably yes, because if I look at the daily chart, the daily RMI has turned positive on the S&P. If I look at my wave counts here, I've marked this as an ABC correction, possibly some kind of a fourth going on. The RSI got oversold, the RMI turned positive. So I think in the short term, there is a case for a bounce back. So possibly we can attempt something on the upside before we go down again within this, broader range, if we say something like that.
All the way up to 62. Okay. All right. I mean, let's see the other hits on the trend line that you have labeled as 4.
Yeah. So I've taken a reverse
All
channel.
right. So, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
You have
a
one.
reverse channel
You
of
have
the high.
one other hit, but it is a reverse channel. Okay. If we take that channel line out, what do you think?
Yeah. Then we've
And
got
we're
to go
not
to
that
the
far away from taking that channel
yeah.
out.
Then
And
then then
you do have a question mark for it to be 4. What's
yeah.
the alternate? What's the alternate if it's not 4? One
Well,
down?
yeah, then it's ABCX. Then probably the next move up is an X wave because we've done ABC, and that means I'll have to consider. And what I was considering earlier is have we completed five? Have we really done that? Because you had an ending diagonal pattern here. An ending
Yeah.
diagonal can end the fifth of something.
Yeah.
Uh, if it's a larger fifth, then we go back to at least the fourth wave. But even then, in the short term, I think there should be a retracement, maybe a 50 or 60% retracement in an X wave
And then
before you
down.
get another ABC down.
Okay, got it. All right. I have 5920, but people are saying I shouldn't expect that kind of a retrace because of, how weak it's been, that 38% may be. We haven't even retraced 38%
So I think
since
what's
last
really
week.
happened, because we're only looking at S&P, what really happened, and you can correct me, is that lot more stocks fell than the main indices because you had the transports, you have the Russell, a lot of them selling
Yeah,
off much more sharply. And that is well measured in this indicator. This is the number of stocks above the 50-day moving average.
yeah.
And this had fallen in the very little correction we saw in January into early January. It had already fallen to this point. Around 15% of stocks were only above the 50-day average. And now in
Okay.
this very sharp correction, we haven't really
More
gotten
hard.
down there. So we have sort of a positive divergence developing
Oh,
here,
okay.
and it just shows that more stocks fell early on, And that's possibly why it doesn't look that bad in the main indices compared to the others.
Okay, interesting. Thank you, Rohit. Where you at on gold?
Yeah, gold is interesting. I have a long-term chart. No, this is the long-term count on gold. Okay, this is what I've been trying to work with since 2015. That we've possibly, started a impulse wave from down here. Uh, the other alternative is I started from here, but if I started from here, so we could be in the fifth, but that's not complete according to me. We're probably in the third wave inside that, which means this may be one, two, and three is just going on right now. Although we've reached the channel line, it doesn't look like we've completed five. In fact, it extended because this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In an extension, you will do 8 and you will do 9. So that's quite some leg left before we even say
Yeah,
that, you've done 1, 2, and 3.
yeah. So we might be in the four starting from today.
Yeah, we could be in
We're
a
pulling back
minor fourth
here.
here. Minor fourth.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, and you have anything setting up in oil?
Oil
Because
is, oil is
I've been
on.
talking about that,
Yeah.
that there's going to be some military action, and I guess yesterday President Trump gave Iran a 2-month ultimatum. So he could say it's about nukes, but he believes they were trying to assassinate him. Uh, so okay, so the count I was looking for maybe 62, but
Yeah.
what's this big count? What does it end up manifesting? It can just stay in this range forever,
So,
or
no, it shouldn't stay in this range. Actually, the ideal situation would be that it breaks this range at some point of time, which is how it
okay,
capitulates.
okay,
How much below this range will we go is the big question. Will it just be closer to 60 or will we manage to even go into the 50s before we start the recovery?
yeah,
Because this is a wave one. And oil is the only commodity which is not showing an impulse right now. Even copper has started to recover.
yeah,
Aluminum is holding at higher levels. Oil is the odd guy, which is still doing a complex wave too. So I marked it as WX. Either X ends here or does it end here is my doubt. If it ends here, then it's YX and we are already in Z, or we are still in Y. If we are still in Y, then there'll be another X and a Z. So it'll be quite complex before it's really done. Uh,
okay. How about bonds? TLT. You looking at TLT at all?
yeah, yeah. I have to.
Okay, I know you mean.
So I've marked this rise as ABCX. Okay, so this is a larger three-wave correction.
Okay,
You will remember I started to think whether yields could go up impulsively, but they broke this low, and that means
yeah,
that it can't be an impulse. It has to be three waves, which means that this was the first leg of a correction from this peak. And then this was a counter trend move, and now we've started another leg down, which would be another larger A, B, and C. And within that
yeah,
A, we are just done 1, 2, 3, 4, and we got a
yeah.
fifth down. But the
We're down
fourth
to
itself might
3%.
not be complete. So it might take a few days before we can
Yeah,
do the fourth. I don't know, it's breaking down right now, so I could be wrong.
yeah,
Maybe the fourth is done. I thought the fourth would look like a triangle.
yeah.
So I was trying to make a triangle out here. But yeah, if it starts five down, then five down could take it to maybe 3.86, somewhere
Okay,
there. If
yeah.
I just
That's yeah. Equality of that first
quality of the
wave.
first wave comes
Yeah.
around, 3.98 is what
Okay,
it's doing around there.
and equality of the whole wave down. You know, just the whole move from 480 to 410 takes it to 3.5.
Yeah,
Wait
yeah.
a
If it's an
minute.
extended fifth, then 3.5.
Okay, how about the dollar, my friend?
So the dollar index
95 coming.
also doing a
Yeah.
fourth right now.
Okay. A lot of
Uh,
fours.
yeah, and possibly best case is it tests the 20-day average currently at 104 or a little above 104, but the average could come down. So uh, I don't know if it'll go that far, but need to give it some time to complete four before it starts five.
Okay.
I'm
Are
surprised that
there
it's not falling along with the bond yields, but
okay? Are there any commodity markets besides gold anything agriculturally that you're paying
So
attention
copper
to?
is the lead. Copper is the lead. Yeah, some of the agros
Yeah,
are looking good. Copper is the lead in the base metals, which is
yeah,
breaking out and giving a signal. I'm really waiting for aluminum to join in. It looks like an
yeah,
ascending triangle over here,
yeah,
multiple higher bottoms along the way, waiting to get past 2732.
yeah,
And once we do that, then I think aluminum's on its way to around 3000. So
yeah,
that should follow copper eventually.
yeah. So material stocks.
Yeah, material stocks, absolutely. So in India, we have a lot of metal companies here, some of the biggest aluminum producers. Uh, so they are interesting. In agro commodities, I think the big one, of course, has been coffee.
Yeah,
Uh, 1 second, I think I lost that chart. 1 second.
sugar's trying to come out of the hole too.
Sugar is trying to completely come out. So I like sugar long term.
Yeah, yeah,
It's made multiple bottoms around 17, 17
yeah,
and a half. I think
yeah,
it's setting up for the next wave, which should be quite significant. Because when I look at the long-term chart of sugar, it's even more interesting. You have a really big channel running, from all the way from 2000. This
yeah,
and so eventually, I think sugar at some point of time ends up closer to $65. Of course, it takes a lot of time. It's like multi-year.
right.
It's not something we can expect right away. But we should get the next move started as this consolidation is almost complete. I think the next leg of this should be getting underway pretty soon.
All right. And
And so should the others eventually. I think, see, even
beans.
soya bean has been basing for quite a time, quite a
All
while.
the grains have. Yeah,
Yeah, all
look at
the
that
grains have been
triangle.
basing. They're all basing with triangles.
Yeah, I like the beans. Yeah, that was oil. Wheat's been the weak sister. Corn has already had a pretty good wave out of the hole over the last quarter. Corn, you have it?
No, I have not been tracking corn.
Oh well, track it. You don't just track the corns on your feet. Look at that move.
Yeah, yeah, it's come right out.
Yeah. So that's been leading. And we do have La Nina, and I've seen these currents create weather problems in the summer for the Midwest. So
But I think in the big picture, it really is signaling the entire commodity cycle
yeah,
starting its third wave, which has been long in the coming. So if we just look at the, say, uh, Bloomberg Commodity Index, where is it? Uh, Bloom should have been the Bloomberg Commodity. I do
Bloomberg took it off. He knew you had a large Coke
have
yesterday. he took it off. He took it off your screen. Man. So
Yeah.
yeah, we have. So let's just say we
No,
do
I have
have.
it.
All right.
I have it in Meta stock, so should load, I
Okay.
hope. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah. So okay. Oh
The
yeah.
Bloomberg Commodity Index, I think hopefully it's done too, but I'm waiting for this breakout on the index to really confirm
Yeah.
that yeah, we are into the third wave.
Yeah.
Once it gets past, this is around 106.8. That's the breakout.
And a weaker dollar is going to be very supportive of this.
Yeah.
Well, in dollar terms, you're going to see much higher prices than in other currencies terms. Anyway, best way for people to follow your excellent elite work with Elliott and cycles and show them all the stuff. You have some prop indicators you've developed on your own and
Yeah.
a couple of levels of membership for you.
So indiacharts.com, that's the place that I publish. People can simply download the India Charts app as well to get the updates and notifications right on the app. The subscriptions are very well priced. I mean, for a month it goes at 900 rupees, approximately $10 a month is what we look at. And people who are in India and really looking for a data analytics platform, then we've developed something known as Strike. They can simply go to strike.money and find out more about it. It has everything technical, fundamental, derivative data for all stocks and market indicators. Like one of them is on the screen. This is just like you have CFTC futures data in India, you get the subdivision of positions of all the participants. And this is showing the all-time high long position that domestic institutions and funds have taken on the market at the recent low. So one of the reasons to be bullish, like all the funds have gone
Okay, it's like
super
a
bullish.
COT report.
It's a COT report on the Indian market.
Nice. Okay.
So we've just put it in charts for everybody to use. So this
Okay.
also runs at a similar price of around $8-9 a month to use this platform.
Well, just like everyone, Rohit isn't perfect. Their alternate counts do appear, but he is very hardworking and transparent about when he's wrong. Uh, he's been able to say it on the air, and a lot of people choke on those words. So if your interest is in what's happening in India and with what's happening in the world, it looks like we have to be looking east from here where we sit. Um, there's a good guy that could be a watchman for you. So, Rohit, my trading warrior brother, hope you have a great quarter coming up here. And
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Dale. Happy to
we'll
be here
be,
every time.
yeah, and I'll talk to you in June. So,
Surely.
uh, go kick some butt.
Yeah,
All right, in the markets, I mean.
absolutely.
All right. So, Rohit Srivastava, coming here for years to edify our community. Want to thank you for doing that, Rohit. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
And everyone else, don't forget, don't just count your charts and your indicators, count your blessings. Good luck today, and we'll wrap up the week tomorrow. TGIF. Adios. You could join the team in about 18 minutes on the morning edge. So find your edge. Rohit knows his edge. You guys know mine. You could copy it if you want. Anyway, find your edge. That's your homework assignment. And tell me what it is. Adios, everyone.
Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with ForexAnalytix. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like these videos, share them, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the content that we provide here for free. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.